Alright, so what's up everyone? As you can see, today we're in Roblox, and I'm just going to be kind of doing this video on this little testing place. This is pretty much like the update that everyone wanted for Towing Company Tycoon, but just simply, I've been working on this since August, just kind of on and off, haven't really been like focusing on it or anything like that, but I finally got it to a point where it's playable. Everything functions basically the same as Towing Company Tycoon, but there's just some extra features with this one. All the scripting I've kind of redone with better methods, and needless to say, this one's a lot easier to actually like add content to, so that's a good thing for me at least. But anyways, so the only difference with this game truly as far as functionality, so the plot data auto saves, as you can see that I've got written right here. So when you actually leave properly, like hit the X or like that, it will auto save your plot. If you disconnect, like lose connection from the internet, it won't save. So I do still have the manual save button. I still recommend using that just in case. No new items on the plot. This is pretty much double the size of the plot in the other game, but no new items, only one new item that's like game functionality wise and actually costs money. So let's start with the truck colors, that way we'll just show you. Alright, so like here's my saved colors. So say like I spawn my rollback here and I don't really like my saved colors, I can just kind of color one, change that to black, that looks a little bit better. And then I can either, I can exit this window without saving it, like I can keep the saved colors that I want. And then let's say I spawn the truck that I spawn this one, I'm like, okay, maybe my saved colors will work better. You can just simply go back to your saved ones. The whitelist system, this is basically if you want another player to help you with your towaway or attached to your tow truck to pull you out of a sketchy situation, click their name to whitelist them. They don't have to whitelist you, it's just kind of a one-way system. So if you whitelist them, they can attach to your stuff. If they whitelist you, you can attach to their stuff. And then in this one we have multiplier and rebirth. So multiplier, literally when you go to sell the car that you're towing, it multiplies the value by this number. You start at a 1, obviously I've upgraded mine to 4, and the next upgrade's pretty costly. It starts at $1,000 and just doubles each time. You get a half multiplier each time, so like you'll see, let's buy this. So now I have 4.5 instead of 4, and now my next upgrade's 128,000. So it gets pretty expensive, but then that's where the rebirth upgrade kind of makes it worth it. So when you go to rebirth, it resets all your stuff except for your plot data, basically. So you start from the bottom after rebirthing, but the calls are actually worth double what they were in the first place. So like the base values of what they're worth get doubled after a rebirth, and that continues on over however many rebirths you do. So that's kind of the main new features of the game. The rest of it really is the same. But I am gonna go get a car and show you this part right quick, so we'll be right back. Alright guys, we're almost back to the yard. I thought I'd make a quick mention. So when you are playing this game, you'll know what I'm talking about, but when you spawn your call and you're going towards it with the like the beam and all that kind of stuff, unlike the other game, if you played the other one, it doesn't show up for other players, the beam at least, and the highlight on the car. But say the car or truck, whatever spawns, goes away from like where the end of the beam is, drive to the end of the beam and it will get rid of that stuff. So just kind of a quick mention, the spawn system is going to change as we go, but just kind of a quick mention, that way you guys know what to do in those scenarios when they roll away from where the beam ends. But here we are at the yard, but we can drive over this and you'll see it gives us our completed screen here, and obviously it'll give you 2 times money for this vehicle when you go to sell it now. So this is another way to earn even more money, is just bring it back to your yard, doubles the value of the vehicle. But this is the next thing, is now it has actually completed the call. That's the most important part. So now we can actually spawn another car, and I can go get that car and put it on the wheel lift. This is kind of a feature that everyone wanted in Towing Company Tycoon, to put 2 cars on the flatbed. So this kind of integrates that, but basically adds a little bit more playability to the game, I guess you could say. Alright, so I was gonna do a whole video segment here, kind of talking and showing, but I just didn't like the way I explained it. So needless to say, on the heavy duties, the circles inside of the control box are actually the hour gear controls, so you click and drag on those, and it's either left or right depending on which direction you look at it, because if you look at it like the opposite direction, left will do the opposite of what it did, like looking this way basically. And then the Doug Yates mode actually just, you know, as you can see there, it just raises the truck up more. It allows you to go higher with it basically. And then on all the heavies, so the actual lever controls inside the box and all that good stuff, they act like toggle switches. So you left click and it does a function, you can left click again and it stops the function. Obviously with keyboard controls, you just, hold the button on your keyboard, and when you release it stops. But unfortunately, all those levers, you're really only going to have to use the extend lever, other than if you're using the rotator. So if you're using one of the big rotators, you have to actually use the 4 levers at the back of the driver's side control box, unfortunately. I'm going to be working on basically every single heavy having full-on keyboard controls, so you'll just kind of have to stay tuned for that. It's a mess right now, but hopefully I get it kind of all integrated together properly. With the truck that you see on screen currently though, when you do the house lock on it, it actually switches from the underlift controls with the keyboard controls to the boom up top. So that's how I'm probably going to do it on all the trucks, probably going to be that way. And then as you just saw there, if you left click the crossbar on the heavies on all of them, just left click, there's no right click, it just simply locks and unlocks the like pivot on them. So, and then as far as like all the buttons of attach winches and the tow system, left click is put you in attach mode, or on the tow system you just left click and it attaches anyway. And then right click detaches, as you just saw there. So that's pretty much it with the heavies. Not really gonna go crazy. All on the screen there, as you just saw, the only 2 you need to be worried about are the functions page and the spool. You can figure out what the other 2 do by themselves. By the way, on the scale, it is the bottom right button to go back. So, but anyways, hopefully this video kind of helps understand the game, and we'll see you later.